Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shetler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
The City of Sigourney is now accepting applications for lifeguards at the municipal swimming pool for the 2026 season. All applicants must have evidence of a valid certificate of completion of Red Cross lifeguard training and CPR training prior to the pool opening. Water safety instructor certification would be preferred for the manager and or assistant manager. Wages will be based on qualifications and experience. Applications may be printed off at sigourney.com or picked up at the city clerk's office at 100 North Main Street. Applications may be emailed, mailed, or dropped off at City Hall and must be returned no later than 4:30 p.m. Monday, February 9th. The City of Sigourney is an equal opportunity employer.
Skunk River Radio is online radio for Southeast Iowa, playing country music from 1990 through 2010, along with Iowa country music. Listen to Steve Shetler weekdays from 6 a.m. to noon and The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio also has Southeast Iowa weather, community calendar, and we play all your country music favorites like Garth, Reba, Shania, Brooks and Dunn, and many, many more. Listen to Skunk River Radio at skunkriverradio.com. Download the app with Apple and Android devices or listen on Alexa and Google Assistant. Skunk River Radio. Online radio for Southeast Iowa.
Kapow! How you like me now?
Yeah.
Time for some real talk here on Steve Shetler Media on this Tuesday evening. Welcome in, Steve Shetler, Aaron Fleming. Aaron, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, and I just want to remind everybody this is real talk, but don't just talk about it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Okay, I guess that's our new thing on this show, isn't it? Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
All right, before it gets any dumber in here, I'm not saying my co-host is dumb or anything. It's kind of a group effort. The
Yes,
silliness,
it is.
The silliness. It gets a
Yes.
little silly when Steve and I get going. We're talking about filling the house of God, and you can help fill the house of God literally and physically on Sunday morning or any other time in your community when people are meeting to praise the name of Jesus. You got a lot of options for churches around here, and many of them are excellent options. But if you live anywhere close to Wellman, you're invited to join us at New Life in downtown Wellman at 257 8th Avenue. And if you don't want to come in the 8th Avenue side, you can park in the city parking lot on the 9th Avenue side of the building. So, options. It's crazy down in Wellman. We got options all over the place. It's a really nice town. Come on and visit us. All right. So we're talking about filling the house of God, but not just with warm bodies, not just butts sitting in pews or sitting in chairs, not just people putting in time. We're talking about filling the house of God. Well, next week I may talk about aromas.
Okay.
Just a little teaser. Isn't it great when your wife cooks something?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a certain aroma, or maybe do you cook much?
I cook toast,
Toast,
cereal.
pizza rolls ever?
Sure. Hot dogs.
Pizza rolls have a nice.
Might heat up a Dinty Moore beef stew.
Ooh, good times. Microwave or stovetop?
Oh, microwave for sure.
It's so much faster that way. Yes. So aromas really capture us, but we're not talking specifically about aromas today. Today we're talking about filling the house of God, and specifically your own heart, with vision. Vision. The Bible says without vision, the people perish, or the people go astray. The people just wander around. And I think that's true of most of our lives. If you don't know where you're going, you usually don't get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing is quite as exhausting as being lost. I was terribly out of shape. I was like 25 years old, and my dad was 50 or something. And we went to run a race in Iowa City together. And we were both going to do the 5K option. And a couple of days before the race, I had run 2 miles. So I thought I could stagger through one more mile and finish a 5K. Turns out there was also an 8K option. And I was behind my dad, which was embarrassing enough. Like, here I am 25 years old and I can't stay up with my old man. I missed the 5K turnoff and took the 8K loop. And somewhere around 40 minutes, I started to think to myself, I know I'm slow, but I don't think I'm this slow. And all of a sudden, like, not just the fatigue, like there was physical fatigue for sure, because I had probably run 4 miles by that point, and I was not in shape to run 4 miles. But then like this emotional weight of I am lost. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I turned wrong, and I don't know. Well, now there is no way to get back on the 5K track unless I turn around and go backwards, and that would be even worse. So I trudged. I trudged the final mile, and it was terrible and humiliating and awful. Such a positive, uplifting story, wasn't it? That was about vision. And when you don't have it, not only do you not know where to go, but life just gets really exhausting. But when you know where you're going, and that's like if you know what course you want to pursue in college, and I'm talking to lots of college-age kids these days, young people. I'm not sure if they mind being called kids. I have white hair, so I guess I can call anybody a kid. But young people saying, should I go to college? What should I study if I go to college? And it's just not, it's not energizing to not know where to go and what to do. And young people who do have like a really clear career path in mind seem to be much more energized to go to school, to put in the work, to get the grades, to get to the place where they can get into that career that they have a vision for. So anything you're talking about, it's just easier with vision.
Yeah.
You got a goal. You got something in mind. Sometimes it could be as simple as I need a job because I envision myself not living under a bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we've all been there at one point or another. I need a job. So there's a story that I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this in terms of vision, but there's just a really famous story in the book of Luke that we usually call the prodigal son. Sometimes it's called the story of the lost son, because before that there's the story of the lost sheep, and we talked about that last week. And then there's a story of a woman who lost a coin and went on this all-out search for a coin. And then the third story, which I'm not going to read in its entirety, it's like half a chapter, but it's about a son who asks for his inheritance early, and he runs off to a foreign land and squanders his money on riotous living. I think the King James Version says riotous living.
Okay.
I think my NIV here says wild living, but I kind of like riotous better. It has more of a ring to it.
Yeah.
Like just using a lot of cocaine and rioting and hanging around with the kinds of people who do that kind of stuff. Eventually, long story short, he comes home and his father amazingly throws a feast for him because his father is just so glad to have him back. Which I think those of us who are parents can kind of imagine that. Like there's a point, when the kid leaves where you're discouraged, maybe you're even angry, but there comes a point where the father really just wants his son back and wants him back safe. And that happens. So he's throwing a party, and then the older brother comes in from the field where he's been working. And when he finds out that his dad's throwing a party for his jerk of a little brother who just ran through what would have been a third of the family fortune, we read, the older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him, but he answered his father, "Look, all these years I have been slaving for you and have never disobeyed your orders. Yet you have never given me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends." Everybody say, goat.
Once I get done coughing,
Goat. Young goat. But when this son of yours, and I pause right there and point out, he doesn't say when my brother. He says when this son of yours. He's clearly creating emotional distance between himself and his brother, which I think we're all pretty good at that. Like when the Hawkeyes win, we say we won,
Yeah.
And when they lose, we're like they stink.
Stupid Hawkeyes.
Stupid Hawkeyes. Yeah, they need a different coach. They need a better offense. But when they win, it's all we. Yeah, as if we were out on the field, and we were in spirit.
Yes.
My son. Oh, sorry. We'll get back to our story here. When this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fatted calf for him. So I want to break down just a little bit about this older brother's attitude. First of all, we just see this thing where he's like, he's not really my brother, he's my dad's son, and so I'm creating this emotional distance. Obviously, he's angry. That word gets used. There seems to be kind of a lot of resentment, maybe even contempt, and kind of at the baseline, just a defensiveness about what he thinks belongs to him. And he's angry at his brother. And I think he's worried that his brother will get more of the inheritance. Like the first time when the brother got his inheritance and took off, older brother can think to himself, sweet, now if I work my butt off and increase the family fortune, it's all going to come to me. And then his brother comes home and he's like, oh, shoot, I might have to share with him again. Dad's really treating him like a son. What if dad writes him back into the will again? I'm going to lose what I thought was all going to come to me. So this guy's like, he's got a really rotten attitude. And I get that way if I work too many days in a row without taking a break. And when I get, you can ask my wife about that. I get cranky when I don't get enough sleep. We kind of get into these kind of things. But what I really want to say is that this older brother didn't have a vision for anything other than himself. And the end result of that is that everybody else is at a party and he's outside sulking. That should make my head explode a little bit. If you don't have a vision for anybody other than yourself, you'll end up outside the party sulking while everybody else is having a good time. And I think Jesus is telling this story he's telling it to Pharisees, people who knew their Old Testament in and out and upside down and frontwards and backwards and in 3 dimensions. I don't know if they had 3-dimensional scrolls back then. I don't even know what that would be like, but that would be kind of a sci-fi. Like, the aliens that helped build the pyramids, like they probably gave the Jews 3-dimensional scrolls.
Huh. Okay.
Now, let's do a real clear disclaimer here. I'm being silly.
Yeah.
I'm being silly. No, like that, but they knew their scriptures, and they had a story of a group of brothers who got angry at their brother Joseph and sold him into slavery. So they had a story. They knew that story right down to their core. And they knew that wasn't right. And they knew that the way that story ended was that one of the brothers, a guy named Judah, ended up offering to give his own life into slavery to save his little brother Benjamin. And that's kind of where that whole story of family dysfunction finally comes to resolution, when there's finally a brother who's got a vision for something bigger than than his own comfort and his own pleasure and his own life. So I suspect, I can't prove this, but I think that Jesus was probably hoping that these Jewish Pharisees would think back to that story and say, you know what? I don't want to have this attitude towards sinners of anger, resentment, contempt, and possessiveness towards what I think is rightfully mine. He was hoping that they would grab a hold of a bigger picture and a bigger vision. And I hope that's what we grab a hold of too. So that can look a lot of different ways in our lives, but every single one of us is going to have opportunity to live for something bigger than ourselves. And as soon as you see that opportunity, I've got 2 words for you to remember. Right? You may want to write this down. It's kind of complex. You got a pen there? Yeah. Okay. Two words. Do it.
It almost sounds like one word. Do
it. Maybe we should make it one word. I have one word for you. Do it. Get a vision and do it. The path isn't always easy. It's not always clear. You don't always know what step comes next, but do it anyway. That's all. If you like this kind of silly Bible teaching with goofy little asides and stories about bad cats and Hawkeye football and stuff, that's kind of what it's like at New Life on Sunday morning. So come on out and join us. If you don't have a church family already, we'd love to have you. Whether you're a lost sheep or an older brother or kind of wherever you are, come on in. Don't worry about what to wear. I mean, wear something, please. That would be great. Not just because it's winter, but, wear something, moderately socially appropriate. But, jeans and T-shirt is fine. Although Larry Huber always wears a shirt and tie, sometimes with a sweater, sometimes with a jacket. But come on out. Hope to see you around soon.
All right. We thank New Life Community Church in Wellman for sponsoring this program. Just makes sense that they're the sponsor of Real Talk with Aaron and Steve here on Steve Shetler Media. That'll do it for this week. We'll do it again next week with Real Talk.